Good day, everyone. We are from Cebu Technological University main campus, a third-year college students taking a Bachelor of Special Needs Education, major in teaching deaf and hard of hearing learners. And now we are going to conduct an interview in regards to field experiences for learners who are deaf and hard of hearing. Before that, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am John Michael Antipina.
I am Nika Jade Borgonia.
Micaela Lila Chavez.
I am Yusulmi Arita.
And now let us all welcome our guest for today, the most outstanding Filipino teacher in Nevada, USA. Let us all welcome Dr. Richie Lania Labajo. A round of applause. All right, good
Thank
day,
you.
sir. Good day. Kindly introduce yourself, sir, sa pamakahigalaan nga nagtanaw nato karon.
Yes, so once again, good day everyone. My name is Richie Labao and I am actually living in a place where a lot of individuals who are full of ambitions. And I'm very proud that I'm one of those. My name is Richie Kanoy Lanya Labao. I'm 35 years old and I actually taken few courses like Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, in the University of Cebu main campus. I have taken Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Filipino, and after that one I taken a Bachelor of Elementary Education. Not only that, because I aimed a lot of courses, higher academic degree, which were Masters of Arts in Special Education, major in mental retardation, and after that one, with the 2017, I continued to proceed doctorate of development education, major in special education. And this time, I actually started my second doctorate degree last year, which is a doctor of education in learning and management.
Wow! Give a round of applause to Sir Richie Labajo. No, proud kayo kay. Actually, grabe kayo. We as a student, sir, kana ang nag-aim sad mi nga kanang maka-goal or ma-reach na mo ang dreams in life. Like, for example, ang amo ang gitake karon nga course.
Mhm.
And we're so glad na daghan kayo kaog na take ng mga courses way back sa pag-college nimo. Since naka-teach na sad ka, nagpadayon gihapon ka og pag-eskwela. So,
Yes,
proud
because learning is continuous.
yes. A round of applause again to Mr. Dr. Richie Labajo. All right. Sir, my question is, did you teach deaf and hard of hearing learner students before? Until now?
Yeah, actually, I started teaching with the regular students for almost 4 years. And then I decided that I need to proceed my passion in teaching with our kids with special needs. And I started way back 2013. That was in Loraidos National High School in Toledo City. And then I had those 4 to 5 years in teaching multi-disabilities like the deaf or disability of hearing. I also taught autism, Down syndrome, intellectual disability, mental retardation. I also tried teaching like a slight blind kids. Yeah, and with those 5 years of experience, I believe that we or I as a teacher, you should not focus only like one disability, because in the long way or in the long run, you would learn a lot of things like this disability will be applicable to other disability. So it matters your flexibility and of course your passion in teaching, regardless of disability.
So was it your first choice, sir, teaching deaf and hard of hearing?
No, my answer was no, because my dream was actually to be in a video or to be heard in the radio, actually mass communication. But my parents, due to my parents' status, my parents' job, so I decided to actually find a way wherein I could not reached or attained my dream ambition or dream course, but I have taken this second course, which was in teaching. But your question is, was it my first time? No, because my first course was actually bachelor in secondary education, major in English. Yeah.
At the same school, sir, at Luray Dos National High School.
No, in University of Cebu main campus
Ay.
as a working scholar. Yeah, so I studied after my 5-hour duty hours in the library.
So how many years, sir, did you teach at University of Cebu?
In University of Cebu, I'm not teaching. I didn't try teaching in University of Cebu, but in Luray Dos National High School, I taught for 4 to 5 years because the last few months, way back 2018, I decided to stop or pass my resignation letter because it was a part of my application procedure going to the USA. Yeah.
So, as a teacher, sir, what major challenge at work you encountered, especially when you started teaching at Luray Dos National High School until you came at Nevada, USA?
Yeah, in the field of teaching, it's very important that you really have to be flexible because teaching different kids, teaching different disabilities require passion, require flexibility, and of course, one more important thing, how you love your kids. Not only because they are disabled, we will use the word disabled, but because I look them beyond or behind their disability. As the saying goes, that look the ability, not the disability.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. So, what teaching strategies, sir, do you use in teaching?
Oh, could you be more specific?
What teaching strategies they use in teaching deaf and hard of hearing learners before?
Okay. Our kids from high school in Luray Dos National High School, they actually stopped for I think 2 years because no teacher can teach them in Toledo City. So when I was in Magdugo National High School, upon continuing my master's degree in Cebu Normal University, it accidentally or probably abruptly come to my mind that I'm taking this master's degree, so I need to implement, I need to apply what I have learned. So in the middle of my last year in Magdugo National High School, I found ways. I talked to the superintendent in the division of Toledo City. I interviewed our special education teachers in South City Central School, that asking them if is there a way that I can be a special education teacher specifically in high school. So I asked them. I actually find. I mean, I actually. I myself. I actually letting those students. Where are those students? High school students from different schools in the neighboring municipalities, because we had the students from the municipality in Balamban. We have students from the municipality in Pinamungahan, and the superintendent during that time required me to have 9 kids to open the high school. Yeah.
So in Nevada, USA, sir, pila ka kabuok student mo dito, sir?
Okay. So in my program, in the USA, specifically in Clark County School District, it's a district where I currently teaching in Nevada. We have different programs. So, say for example, the self-contained for Down syndrome, we have like the maximum is 8. For the SLD self-contained for autism, the maximum is 8. But in my program, since I am a resource teacher can be pull in or pull out. So luckily, I am a pull out teacher. So I don't have a classroom, but I have students. I'm getting into the classroom with a mixed students. So say for example, 30 students in one classroom. 18 regular students and 12 students with special needs, and they are autism and Down syndrome, and even the specific learning disability, which are disability in writing, reading, and math. So there is a gen ed teacher, there is a para teacher, and I am the special education teacher. So the challenge for that, students will ask you, are you a teacher A? Are you an assistant teacher? That's the challenge for me, because during the first year in teaching there, I didn't know how to handle the situation because it's my first time, and but the students are not like grade 7, 8. Our students, I'm teaching in senior high school, so grade 11 and grade 12. So they're gonna ask you, Mr. L, are you assistant teacher? Can you help me? Something like that. So the challenge for that is to explain to them that I am a special education teacher, but I do not only focus to our special kids, which needs support for the reading, writing, or math. I also teach not only special kids, but also regular students, to let our special kids know and learn that they are very welcomed in a classroom setting wherein everyone is equal. Yeah.
So in teaching in Nevada, sir, as our former teacher said to us that in US, or if you work abroad teaching special education students, so there are lots of teachers in one classroom. Like for example, there is a shadow teacher, there is an assistant teacher, there is a teacher. So in your classroom, so ikaw ra ba isa or nasa mga assistant teacher and shadow teacher dito?
Yeah, as what I have said a while ago, that in a one classroom setting, so for example, that class is chemistry. So there's a gen ed teacher, there's a shadow teacher, there's a teacher A, there's a para teacher, and there's also a SPED teacher. So each role of the classroom setting has a specific role, but I myself, as a special education teacher, I come in during that time when the teacher give exercises or formative tests. So that's the time that I will ask the kid that, do you need help? Would you like to go out to do it by yourself alone? Because there are kids who don't like to be in a group setting. There are kids, they put into a regular classroom because they qualify, but there is what we call the accommodation or the modification. So accommodations come in when there is a formative test or any quiz. I'm gonna ask the kid, would you like to be still in that one class, or would you like to go to other classroom where you and I get together or arrange which would you like to ask, and I'm here to guide you, to support you. So they actually have the freedom to choose. And take note, there are kids that they really want to stay in a regular setting. Yeah. And there are also kids that they have this anxiety, that when we see other kids almost finishing their quiz and they're gonna see them, so they're gonna feel like being anxious, or they feel like I will be left alone, something like that. So as a SPED teacher, that's our role is actually to implement our modification and accommodation based on the agreement of our gen ed teacher. And the gen ed teacher, they don't have any choice at all but to also understand and cooperate whatever the SPED teacher trying to tell her or him. Because in the first place, before the school year starts, we're gonna give the accommodations and modifications of our students so that they have the advanced background.
All right, sir. Sir, Dr. Labajo, so what is the best way, man, to communicate with a person who are deaf, even if I don't know how to sign language?
Okay. So here's the thing. Our kids have their own language at home, where they learn a language just agreed by parents or whoever their guardians, and we also have a sign language, which are actually we learned in school, the educational language. So as a teacher for that, I mixed it together. there are sign language. Yeah, the sign language. But I don't only use my sign language. So say for example, good morning class. So I use my speech. I use the language to let them see, and I also use the sign language. We have but we have that we call it as total communication. Yeah, total communication. And in Loridos National High School, I'm very proud because our kids in there, maybe 4 of them already graduated in senior high school. They can actually talk. They can actually produce sound. So as a teacher of hard of hearing before I start my class, I always have this mouth exercise, like the u, something like that, wherein they produce sound. I use the vibration, and I also use the aspiration, the vibration and aspiration. So I always motivate them to say good morning, despite that they cannot speak the whole word correctly. But what matters the most, they have tried themselves. And once regular practice will be done in a series of months or years, believe me, they can actually speak. Yeah. Yeah, and upon seeing them, upon hearing their voice of innocence, it's very fulfilling as a teacher. Yeah, and the most important thing for me is not to not to not to not to put limit to yourself as a teacher. Um, we do not teach because they are deaf. Yeah, that's very important. We will teach them more than being a deaf. Yeah, because letting them feel that let's assume that they can talk or they can actually hear or they can be able to communicate with our regular kids. They feel like we are accepted. Yeah, that's very important.
And Miss Nika Bergonia would like to ask a question to you,
So,
Dr. Labao.
So in teaching deaf and hard of hearing, what methods do you use to maintain discipline in your classroom? Is it effective to your students? And
So we're talking about methods. Methods in discipline management or the teaching itself, like the instruction itself.
Discipline.
The discipline,
management.
discipline management. So, our deaf, their mind is actually normal. It's just that they cannot, but they have this hard of hearing, or we would say total hearing disability, but still their mind is normal. So very important during the first day of class, you really have to show them your classroom management or your classroom procedure. So the method that I used is I put in the door area. When you open the door, you can see them some words or some phrases with just a short sign language. So say for example, upon entering the classroom, you should greet not only the teacher but also the students. So I use this one as good morning, or use this one as good afternoon. So something like that. So I put phrases and then short sign language. Okay? So after the one, those are just only the basic one, but when they are in the classroom setting where they take their seats comfortably or conveniently and listening to the teacher. So we also have the method that I used is actually just the same with the normal, just the same with the regular kids. Why? Because in Loridos National High School, or even in modern generation, we are actually implementing inclusive education, inclusive program, in which not only me as a SPED teacher, but we also have receiving teacher. this receiving teacher in Laura Dos National High School, they are genuine teacher, and they have the passion in teaching special kids. So if I'm gonna focus my method exclusively for deaf, there will be a limit. Like, what if the next teacher will come in after my class? Say, for example, my specific subject is English, and the next teacher will be math, and he or she is a genuine teacher. If I'm gonna apply my own method, my students wouldn't understand the next teacher. So, before I believe that teaching hard of hearing, there is a specific teacher who only teach for the hard of hearing. But it's very lucky to say that upon the generation comes in, we gradually apply, implement Western style. We gradually apply or implement the teaching strategies from other countries, Middle East, especially in Dubai or in Riyadh, or even in China, even in Asian country like Korea or China or Japan. They also have this teaching strategies. Most importantly, in the USA, where in all Asian countries or other countries imitated or duplicated their teaching strategies.
Wow. So through your words or through your experiences, no, in my own perception, I am so excited to teach the students with deaf and hard of hearing learners right now. How about you? Yeah.
Naka-inspire, yeah.
Matabang ka lang, gusto makastorya na sila.
Yeah.
That is feeling,
Yeah. Mo na ang feeling sa teacher nga burog na-achieve na ko akong purpose why I teach. Because I don't only teach because teaching is very popular, very famous. And maybe you would say like I want to teach because there's a regular salary, but it's
Beyond.
over. Yeah, it's over than that.
You're right. What's Giselle?
My question, sir. How will you build or maintain a positive relationship with a frustrated or angry parents?
Frustrated parents? Oh, that's a nice question. When we handle these kids, we also handle the parents or guardians. Yeah. So there's a time like when I have this instruction for the kids, I need to explain also to the parents. Yeah. So it's very important that we always have a healthy relationship with the parents because they are also the source of learnings. Teachers do not only teach the kids because we have these kids. We also think about the people behind them when they are at home. I believe that learning comes from home first, right? The learnings in school are just secondary, the formal one. So, with that question, healthy relationship with the parents, communicating to them whatever things happen to the kids right now and then. Do not just think like or do not say like I'm gonna tell the parents maybe after 5 times because usually teachers give chance. Like say for example that hard of hearing kid like he or she will not follow your instructions, something like that, and you would say, okay, we'll give you a chance. So maybe 1 or first, second, or third chance, and then 4th chance, you're gonna tell the parents. So maybe first time, whatever the personality or attitude that the kid's shown to you, you should also tell the parents right away, so that the parents also able to respond correctly. Something like that. So open communications to them is very important. It's just the regular students as well. Like whatever things that the kids show in the class, both in academic and also in personality, we also do that. So much more in hard of hearing, wherein we really need the support from the parents. Yeah. And another thing, there are also parents who do not or did not cooperate to you. Like, they want their kids to be in school, just like that. Yeah. There are also parents like that. Yeah, but I'm not saying all, but based on my experience, I encountered parents who were like that. However, on the positive side, as a teacher, you would be able to motivate the parents, encourage the parents that these are the right things to do as a teacher, and as a parent, you can also apply that what I am doing. So your style will be the same or coincided. So with that, the kids or our learners won't be able to be mixed understanding or confused, or maybe the kid teacher, something like that, and then you not saying. Oh, so our kids, our learners might confused. Yeah, so you should know also you should also let your parents know your learning style. So maybe first day and then maybe third day of the school year as it started, you should meet the parents for orientation. Yeah.
A healthy relationship with parents.
Yeah.
So, sir, what is the hardest part of being a deaf teacher?
The hardest part, the hardest part is being able to be understood by regular teachers. Yeah, because you know what, in Loredos National High School, I always encouraged my coordinators, even my principal. I always ask permission to my very supportive principal. I would like to mention Ma'am Edami Evangelista, our principal before. I always told her that I want our kids to be part of the monthly program. So, for example, Nutrition Month, Buwana Wika. So all of them, every gathering in school, every school program, they always have the involvement, participation. Yeah. So the hardest part for that is how are you going to let the people understand you, the teachers, the people surround you, even students, like because you want to be understood because you want your students to be accepted. Because if these students do not know who are these kids, why are they here in school, this is not a SPED center. So if they do not have these learnings of orientations or background knowledge about special education, more specifically for deaf or hard of hearing, they won't be able to understand. And if they don't understand, they will not accept. So acceptance is very important. And I did that during my stay and teaching in Loredos National High School. Maybe first 2 months, I was able to let my students be exposed and be explored in the school. So good thing, the best thing there, our regular kids, they know how to do the sign language, like good morning, good afternoon, how are you, something like that. So basic expressions, they knew that, and if these hard of hearing students encountered them and show them that the sign language and also the open, the what is it, the words or the phrase, they will easily understand. They can smile the world. Yeah.
So, based on the achievement and the strong passion, sir, what impact in life did it bring to you?
The impact that that I had until to the present, you should not forget people. Who are those people, or who are those people being part of your teaching? I taught regular students until such time that I had this experience in Loredos National High School for 4 years until I teach in the USA. So the impact there was I did not able to forget my students, because even until now, every time I get the chance to come here for my 2 month vacation, I always meet them. Even though few of them get married, few of them stopped for college because I want to I want to tell this that our learners, our deaf, hard of hearing, they lack support from the government. Yeah.
So, so I am pretty sure, sir, that you never regret your college course of study, right?
Yeah, of
So-
course.
So what advice, man? What advice that you want to give to someone, especially for especially who wants to become a teacher for deaf and hard of hearing learners? Not only for deaf and hard of hearing learners, but of course for students who took up Bachelor of Special Needs Education.
Mm. The advice?
Advice.
The advice, first thing first would be, you must be certain, you must be sure that you want to take this course. Because when you will be in the real world in teaching, teaching special kids hard of hearing requires really passion. You have to be certain with your decision that you want to teach this kind of kids, because I believe that teaching kids in the eyes of other people, in the minds of other people, in the hearts of other people, it will be very difficult. Yeah. But when you will be in the real world, in your field of specialization, you will really learn a lot which you didn't learn in the school. Yeah. So just make it sure that you really love, you have the passion in teaching this kind of kids. It's very important.
Kay karong panahon naman gud daghan na kayo og nag-take jud
Yeah.
aning course nga kanang education, sir.
Yeah.
Actually we the BSNet students kay when I when I enrolled at Cebu Technological University, I was shocked sa akong self lang gud. Gamay ra kay mi og gamay ra kay ang nagpa-enroll sa BSNet. So, I think kapong panahon na pa mga 20 pa ata to. Karon third year college students 49 ra jud ni
In total.
in total sa
Oh.
CPU main campus. So, ang CPU main campus naman ang nag-offer og special education course
In Cebu?
in whole CPU in whole
No, we have in Cebu Normal University.
and in CPU, sir.
In CPU. In CPU.
CPU. So, tanang branch sa CPU.
Sa
Ang
main.
CPU
Oh,
ang
yeah.
offer jud og kuan, special education.
Yeah, it's not only the new generation who are taking in college, taking this kind of course. Even our teachers who are in the field, our deaf ed teachers, or even our
Yeah.
private teachers, they also explore teaching. I mean, taking course like masters of special education.
Yes. I have a lot of teachers, mga a former teacher, like for example, in Awihaw National High School, elementary, na they took up, what we call this one? Ang kanaganing kuan, sir, na ang nag-take ra sila.
Diploma course.
Diploma.
Oh yeah. So for diploma course, it's I think it's 46 units, but you are allowed to continue until master's degree.
So, daghan kayo kay murag nainganyo sila sa mga sa pag-teach og special
Yeah.
children. So,
Yeah, because in the Department of Education right now, we also have this sister school. So say for example, in Division of Toledo City, so the main high school will be in Loredos National High School. So they also have like in other so for example, in Will National High School, we have this specific teacher. They try to recognize or identify these kids who needs extra help, and teachers who have units in special education is prioritized to teach them. So not only in SPED Center or SPED School program, but nowadays it is applied or applicable in all schools. The inclusivity.
May inclusion, sir?
Yes, inclusion. Yeah.
Kay sa Luray sa Luray dos kanang nag-conduct mig interview sir sa isa ka student. So,
Omega.
oh yes.
Omega?
Oh,
So she was my former student. I think she's grade 12 right now.
Ang grade
Inclusive na sa sila sir.
She can talk. She can talk a little.
Kanta.
Yeah.
Inclusive na sila, duha na sila kabuok kuan deaf dito sa
Sa senior high.
Sa senior
Ah,
Beauty care, sir.
beauty care sila.
Beauty
Oh.
care.
So, at least karon ba ang atong mga bata nga inaana kay accepted sila that they are welcome to be part in a regular class setting. Mo ni pinag-importante kasi sa unang mong good, stay put sila in one classroom. That all of them are deaf. Mo na limit ang numbers.
So, daghan kay og nakatanon na we learn a lot sir. We learn a bundle of learnings from you. So, kaganing when I introduced you, so ganahan na may makahibaw pa ang pagka-award nimo as a outstanding Filipino teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Pahapyo siya, no? Outstanding Filipino teacher in Nevada, USA. So, giunsa ba nimo pag-achieve ang kanang award, sir?
Yeah. The requirements for that said award, not only to be involved in school community, but also in society community. When I say society community, you have the involvement not only for Filipino community but also in the locals. That's part of the qualifications. But most importantly, how are you as a teacher, as a special education teacher in school, like teaching our kids? They would know how Filipino teachers working hard. We work even without the eye of the people. We work both ways. So we had that interviews, we had that video making, we had that panel interviews, as I said, we have that essay writing, and we had that supervisor's recommendation, and we have that principal's observations if you, as a special education teacher, deserved for that title. And I was very blessed because I, as a Filipino teacher, come from Cebu, two of us were chosen and given to that kind of award, and that other teacher also come from Cebu Technological University main campus, who happens to be a doctor of development education, major in special education, all the way from Medellin. And I would like to mention him, Sir John.
Right?
Yeah, Dr. John.
Let's give a round of applause to Dr. Richie Nabajo. Dili siya basta-basta, no? Dili siya basta-basta. Yes, karon. So, aside sa pag-award nimo as a most the outstanding Filipino teacher in Nevada, USA, sir, before or during teaching deaf and hard of hearing learners, sir, I am pretty sure na daghan pa sad kaayo ka og mga award nga na receive. So, pwede ba nato madunggan di kanimo sa mga award?
Okay, I will just like mention awards during my teaching in
Sure.
in public school. So with our deaf students, way back 2015, we were actually the regional winner for dance competition or Festival of Talents in Region 7.
Wow.
Yeah, with Omega, that student that you interviewed in the school. We did that, how would I say, being a pride of the Department of Education in the Division of Toledo City as the grand champion, as a coach, as a
Wow.
choreographer. Yeah. Yeah, because teaching isn't only about teaching knowledge, it's also teaching about talent or getting out them out from their shell to discover their
True.
skills and their talents. Yeah. So and other than that, I received other leadership awards like university nominee for the 10 outstanding student of the Philippines. I had that Ayala Young Leaders Congress, Metro Gaisano Young Leader, Cebuano Young Leader, Cebu Youth Leader. But sad to say, in our own city, I didn't have a chance to receive this kind of award, like in Tulare City. Yeah.
Only in Cebu City.
Only in
sir.
Cebu City, Region 7, and all over the Philippines. And even to the USA.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to like bring pride of Filipino, especially Cebuano. We are like, we can compete universally. Yeah.
Sa ato yung ina si Mayor nga pa-award.
Yeah, like
Hindi siya
mga,
basta, no?
like mga balik teachers program ba? Because we have different teachers all over the world. It's not only about the USA. We have a lot of teachers in Vietnam, Thailand, other Asian countries, Middle East countries. Yeah, bundles of teachers who are coming to the Philippines because our program is not actually teaching there forever. We are going to get back in here. My program, my visa program is J1 visa program wherein you are given 5-year contract teaching in the USA. And it's cultural exchange program. So after my 5th year, when you will be in 4th year next year, I will be expecting you that you will invite me to give a talk, maybe sharing my teaching experiences, teaching methods in the USA that you can learn before you graduate, that you're gonna bring to your next chapter in life, being a teacher.
We're so excited.
Yeah! Ako sa
I'm
excited ko.
rooting.
Yeah, 2023. So, as mo nakuha mong visa program as a teacher, kay temporary na siya. But, you know, we are universal, we are in a circular motion wherein there will be twists and turns in the situations. Say, for example, John will get married with someone there, or you can find someone there that you will be getting married, so something like that. So you're gonna stay there not only as a wife or as a half wife or a half husband. So you need to pursue your passion, your purpose, right? And you know what? I forget to tell you. Being a teacher, being a special education teacher, hard of hearing, autistic, Down syndrome, specific learning disability, it's very important that you will be a teacher of purpose. Aside from that, you should be an agent of change. Yeah.
Speechless as agent of change.
The agent of change. Yeah. Nanakari ay ko. Bitaw kay kanang ang pag-teach mo sa mga bata, makita ganit ka. Kay puro dili man ni ako sa una, oy, as a teacher. But I tried to explore myself. Yeah. Sa una, I just want to teach regular kids like talking or using English language, teaching them. But in the long way, there will be a twist from English teacher to special education teacher. So I realized that I have a purpose in life as a teacher. And I would say from myself that even a small way or a little way, I become the source as an agent of change with our kids.
Alright. Let's give a round of applause to Dr. Richie Lania Labajo. So,
Thank
daghang kami
you.
nakakunan kita ni mo, sir. And hopefully, na those learnings, no, and values nga imong gina-share diri namo kay man. Amo sa madala in the near future.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
thank
I'm
you.
looking forward seeing you guys when you will be teaching in your respective fields, whichever or wherever you want to teach. I want to see yourself implementing, applying what I have shared to you.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yeah. Are there other questions?
Marag na horot na siya.
Natubagan ako tanan yung mga pangutan.
Yes.
Or, sige, so I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to think other questions.
Rather, question or
30, yeah. Maybe 3 questions and then one question from me. Why did you choose? Simple naman na pwede na bukuan mo sa insa. Sige, other question pag yun, each ninyo, pwede pa na akong ma-share.
Alright.
Okay.
So, how do you ensure a balance time, balance time instruction times or demonstration time and work time in your classroom? So, how do you balance mine?
Okay. When you have this instruction before we teach, we have that lesson plan, right? So in every part of our lesson plan, as we try to apply or implement, there will be specific number of minutes. But in hard of hearing, we are able to manage the time, extend the time. And I also apply being a special education teacher and a regular teacher, wherein there will be the balance. Like if I feel like my kids needs more time, I give a chance to them as part of accommodations. But the instruction itself, it's very important that you teach them like the regular kids, with adjustment, with accommodation and modifications. I use the word facilitator. I tried also not really a special education teacher. I tried also to show as a facilitator, wherein I have this after the content of the main objectives of the day. So when we have, because my style is I do, we do together, you do by itself. So I teach you the theory, the instruction. After I explain to you, we do together. So there is a communication between the student to teacher, student to student, or even student to himself or herself. After that one, he or she must do by himself, independently. So I do, we do, you do. Have you heard that one for the first time? Or you've heard it before? I do, we do, you do. Familiar? So for online term, ano kay, diba si teacher o na mo tudlo, then naman kay magpagrupo si teacher, diba? Or activity ni teacher, naman kay hatagan din mag individual nga task or group task na init ni teacher. Bro, katong mo na to yung bro, sa tawagan na, bro, mo yung measurement or evaluation like the students are learning or not. And if I feel my students do not understand, I will not proceed to the next lesson. So say for example, before I had these 10 students, after the lesson, we have this quiz or formative test. So if 7 got 4 out of 10, I need to reteach before proceeding to the next lesson. Yeah. Because you know what, in SPED program, our test is not standardized. It's a self-made by the teacher or teacher-made assessment. So why should I make my lesson fast and at the end of the day, the students did not learn, right? So you know what, maintain being consistent with that style. Rest assured that your students at the end of the year would really learn something. because it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Sir, curious na ko sa kanang unsay feeling sir nga kanang first ka mo tudlo ba sa mga
First year,
first mo nga mo tudlo
matudlo,
sa mga special kids.
ang
Unsay
feeling, ang feeling kay, actually kung feeling nato ko kay, pwede pagkakuyawa. Kuyaw kayo kay, honestly, wala kay ko nag-teach before. O niya, not like you guys, your bachelor's degree is really learning, teaching a special education or LSEN, something like that. My bachelor is regular, like as an English or Filipino teacher. So it's really, it required flexibility. And I felt I was like, I'm getting myself back in college. Like I need to learn. I need to learn more. Because in master's degree, you only learn more on theory, more on methods. We didn't have the chance to teach kids like that. So during my first day of my first year, it was really be myself. Yeah, I prepared myself, of course, but you know, human as we are, we will be tensed. But good thing, I was in myself. That I'm here, I did this, I find you guys who are here in my front. My superintendent signed my contract. My contract was regular teacher teaching staff.
So nag-teach ba kag regular ana sir?
Wala.
Kana na lang.
But, may item.
So,
Walay item. Ako, actually, my item was a Filipino teacher. So, I was an English teacher during 2009, 2010, 2011. 2011, I tried to get other major, which was Filipino, leading me to the DepEd entry. So, nadawat ko sa DepEd as a Filipino teacher. I wasn't hard as an English teacher. But after 2 years, 2013, 2015, I realized that I can do more. I tried English teacher, I tried Filipino teacher, and I realized I can do more about myself. So, this is me now.
This is me.
This is me. We're greatest showman na kanta.
Would you like that?
sa teaching in different disabilities sir kanang nabay time nga murag mahugdan pag pasensya sa di ba
Yes.
ang uban sir kay kanang paakon local waan
It's true.
ah
But in my experience, there is a Loreto National High School. I didn't try that because we don't have that really like severe autism. We don't have that. We have this mild, the what is it? The M, moderate, mild to moderate. We have those kids, but with the help of the elementary teachers, we were able to show them what's the best way when they will be have this tantrum, something like that. But I had tried in the USA, like my first program, first year. After first year, I moved to other program. So yeah, in here you don't have insurance, but in the USA, if you will be bitten, if you will get blood or something because of the kids, like mamamara sila or mamam sila, so you are insured. Yeah.
kasi mga pila
Ang ma-feel ako,
wala mas simple ka
I just in there. I think I just think that I'm here to teach. I'm earning dollars. yeah, taking risk. Yeah, taking risk. It's very important. Risk.
Right.
So, So I really appreciated all of your questions that you have thrown to me. I hope and I believe that I have given those or answered those questions according to what you are first with the answers. Um, so right now, I'm just curious. I have this thirst to know that in your young age, as part of the modern generation, and as a teacher of experience, I want to know why you choose the path, your direction to be the future special education teacher. I want to know by heart why. We're gonna start here.
Alright. Actually, I actually did. To be honest, the course that I want to take just sir is Bachelor of Mass Communication.
Oh, parehas ni. Tabihan mo gini.
Yes, ma'am. But my mom pushed me to take Bachelor of Physical Education.
Di mako.
But sad to say, wala ko nagawa sa Cebu normal. So, when I take at CPU main campus, wala naman siya lain sir niya. Murag, pag kita na ko sa kanaang course na Bachelor of Special Needs, murag ganun kanang, to be honest, you know, wala siya main ka. To be honest, when I saw the Bachelor of Special Needs Education, murag, dito ang ako ang ay murag gani siya murag na yung nag-spark gani dito sir yung
Eye opener.
oo murag dito ang kanaang maun diri ka na line murag diri ka dapat so kanaang when I search the background of Bachelor of Special Needs Education, so medyo siya of patience kani ana gani sir niya sa ako aking mahadlok kana gani mubo ko pasensya. Dapat jud ka ta sa all.
I see.
So, mo ta akong gisulti nga. Pag take na ko ato, na-enroll ko, when I saw the list, 24 pa man to ato nga time. Kanang, mura akong nasad kay.
Gamay
Oo,
ba?
nasad ko. Basin kaniyang course is, buwan, lisod jud kaayo. And yet, when I took up this course, when I stepped the first year in my college, so I really felt kuan kanaang pulba jud siya. But kuan time passed. Murag na love na nako ang ako ang course.
In a gradual way.
Nilove na ko akong course na knowing about those special needs children. And through taking up this course, I will use my voice and my heart fluid to inspire my students, especially special needs students, deaf and hard of hearing learners. So I will use my voice and heart to inspire them. And of course, I would like to encourage everyone, encourage people here in the Philippines, not only here in the Philippines, but of course in the whole world, to change their mindset that those special needs children or those hard of hearing learners are different, but we are family.
Right.
We are
Yeah.
family, and overall just sir kay I really love my course, and hopefully na kaniyang course so kay ma-bring nako ma-achieve nako ang akong dreams at the end of the day makaingon ko nga kanang this is it,
Yeah.
as like you. Yeah. As what you've said, sir, na all in all, Jud, dapat love Jud nimo ang imo ang course, love nimo ang imong gibuhat, ug
Yeah.
dapat na po kay pagsalig sa imong kaugalingon.
Right.
Because every time, everywhere I go, I always bring this quote to sa akong kaugalingon. It states that if you really believe in yourself, things are possible.
Right. There is possibility in the word impossibility.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think there was a reason why you failed in CNU and moved
Yes.
yourself to CT, right? So I want to know, you failed or you didn't accept it? You failed the entrance exam or the interview?
Wala Jud, murag
Total,
Mhm.
total. So there was a reason why you got failed. And you know what? Failure is part of success.
yes, sir.
It's a small success.
Actually, CNU, mo siya ang dream school.
Oh.
Kanang pag-transfer, pag-enroll yun ako sa CPU, muto, murag na-change na tanan, na-change na tanan. Yeah. This is it. Murag, diri na-explore na ako ang na-explore ako ang talents, ako ang ability, ang tanan,
You
knowledge.
discovered yourself.
Yes.
More than that. Okay. Thank you, candidate number 1. Next.
So, actually, nang akong ganahan jud kay HM, kay nang kilig ko mga kuan. Yeah, akong mama kay teacher, si
Asa?
Dr. Bergonia.
Oo.
Regina Bergonia.
Oh, Carmen. Sa
Si
Carmen. Oh.
So, ganahan, sa una, ganahan po ko teacher, kay magtanaw ko ni mama nga mag-teach sa una. Gana sige ko nga maka-experience sa ganahan mag-teach po. So, ganahan siya nga mag-teacher ko niya, siya nagpili ani nga course. So, kanang, sukad nga kanang nakakuan ko ani nga course, na-love na, hinihinay ko, na-love ko na akong course. So, kanang, mawawon kay ko niya. Diri sad na nakuan sa nako akong kagalingon.
Discover mo.
Discover. Nakakuan ko confident. Sikuan. Oras. Nya kanang ganahan siya nga matud ako gawas kay dog swildo niya. Ganahan siya nga kana ako nasag ko nimo gasto ni.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's,
all sacrifice.
you know what? Our parents have our dreams for us. We try not to follow them, not to obey them. But what most importantly, like in a certain way, we were able to open ourselves. And once you try to open yourself, everything comes in. That's where acceptance, love, and being confident to yourselves. Next!
Ako, sir, kay psychology jud ako ko ang CTU.
Oh.
Then na-closean ko but ni-enroll ko ni-try ko sa SNU. So nadawat niya pagtanong na-closean mo ko sa CTU. So nitanong ko sa education niya. Na-curious mo ko sa special education.
Pero nakita na mo before.
Dili.
Di ba kamo daw taga-Riha? Sorry, taga-Topan
Yeah,
mo.
ako kay sir kay na-curious mo ko sa special education. Ang nahibaw na ako nga mo teach ko special pero dito ko nga ingani day. Ingani day siya so nag-research ko sir niya. Nadawat ko sa CTU, nadawat niya. Pag pila ka days ato kay ni email na ako ang send ni nakapasar food ko but I chose ano yun nga first. Kanang wa mong ganin mo to, kanang duway ganahan nga ani nga process akong family ba.
Ayaw
Ako
ba?
rin jud. Kay basin ko no kaya mo pareha ko din mga special. Ay, para sir.
So it's a self-decision. Oh, that's nice, di ba? You have these two opportunities that then you choose to take this course.
Kay
Nice.
na-realize na ko sir, pag search na ko baga meron yun ang mga teacher nga mo take ani ba. Then kanang ang uban kay mo i-discriminate ang mga
Yeah, right. There is still discrimination up to now. Yeah. I hope the government will explore
especially
more.
the government.
Especially the government. Kay wala like
Wala din sir.
wala ka exploratory activities para nila. Yeah, psychology, it's more on study of mind and behavior. So, it's more on pag yun sa
Sa
teaching
ato,
sa kids.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, next!
Uy,
Okay na, uman na!
So, akong sa actually kay dili dili siya mga akong course dili kay akong ganang course kay kanang flight attendant.
Oh,
Pero hubo man ko flight.
baka kapasarsan.
Dahil mahal mo kitsa sa niya, di ma-afford sa akong mamang pagkakas. So, nakoy once nga kay kanang before ko ni-take ani kay nakoy nakita na sa Lida, which is katong every child is
Is
special.
special,
Ay,
oh.
na siya kung nakita
Buda ko
sa
na rin siya.
Oh, dako. Yung mo to,
Indian movie na, di ba? Si Amar. Oh, Indian movie.
Ang ganda kay katong ang nasa 3 idiots.
Oh,
The picture.
Indian movie na siya. Bro, Uber nga na, bro, Bollywood ba?
So mo to siya sir naka-realize.
Kasi na pasalida.
Kasi sa
Ay,
katunayan
nakita lang ka.
sa bus.
Sa bus.
Ideal sir kanang maista na mo save ka di maprosesa.
Ah, ba? Oh.
Napapansa at napasalida ba. Mo to naka-realize ko nga kanang ganahan ko mo tudlo o kanang kuan bata nga may disability ba kung
Mm.
ganahan ko nga makahatag og impact kanang sila kinabuhi sir.
Yeah, right.
Teaching and research kay muna gay teaching na kay passion gid ta sir.
Yeah. So, now may mga commonality, no? Mga basic commonality ba, which were, which was not your first choice. Actually, not only yours, but all of
Of
us. Yeah. So, muna siya nga, life is uncertain, but we need to be certain.
Okay.
Yeah. So, congratulations na to kay Puro sa Dikin Operation. We turned out to be special education teacher, but you guys have more to offer the world. I have offered probably small percentage, and then we do not know that maybe in 5 years, 3 years, we can teach together, probably in one school, one division, something like that. And probably I will be your teacher in your master's degree or your doctorate degree.
Manifested.
Yeah. So ano na?
Thank you so much.
Okay na,
to you.
casual conversation at
Yes,
ano.
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Stop ko na, uy. Wala mo siguro na record
Like record pa sir.
Na-record? Ay, okay.
Yes, once again, thank you so much to you, Dr. Richie Lanya Labajo. A round of applause. Yes, for sharing your experiences or your knowledge about teaching deaf and hard of hearing learners. So thank you so much to you, sir. Once again, this is John Michael Antipina.
Nika J. Bergonia.
Micaela Lila Chavez, Desilmia Rita.
And of course,
My name is Richie Kami Lanya Labajo.
yes, nga nagaingon, daghang salamat
Salamat.
kaniyong tanan o mag-amping ta kanuna. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much to you. Special thanks to Sir Richie. Very tanguan. Thank you so much, sir.